Do you want to beat True Lab with 1,000 spares or more, which is enough to get Mad Mew Mew? Let me explain what you have to do. First of all, soul. If your determination, go the left side. In fact, on all of your souls, go the left side. True determination, true bravery, and true patience. You need to have those perks, plus the left side of your soul. Patience doesn't care about the left as much. As for monsters, Magospel is the first unit I recommend. It's a core secret, but you can replace it with Mad Dummy. Mad Dummy isn't as good, but you can replace it. Glide is absolutely necessary. It's a Snowden secret. Shiren is not incredibly necessary, but it's a Waterfall elite. She'll help a lot. Astigmatism is pretty useful for the start. It's a core evolution common. If you have Reaper Bird is better than Astigmatism. And then Night Knight is a core elite, and she's pretty useful. As for special souls, I'm taking Metaton, Neo, and Undying. I would say that Asgore and Asriel are pretty good choices, but I'm going to take these slightly more common units. Alright, now let's get into the actual True Lab. Now, we're going to start off by placing Astigmatism here. Astigmatism will earn us money. If you are a Bravery Territory Ruler user, you might be a little concerned about losing out on some early money. That's a fair concern. What I can tell you is that you can actually just use Astigmatism until you have enough money for Glide and then sell Astigmatism. And then you just only use Glide for a good while, earning a lot of money. But if you aren't Territory Ruler Bravery, which is left side Bravery, you don't have to worry about that. So now I get to pack a lot of information while we're waiting. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to place 2 glides right on this pillar, 2 glides right on, actually it's a vending machine, 2 glides on this vending machine. We're then going to put another glide right here, and finally an undying right here. After that, we're going to set up our Shirents, one with undying, one with glide, one with double glide, and one with double glide. Then we'll have one excess Shiren. And we're going to max our glides first, and then we're going to max our other units. And by maxing out everything and getting them all powered up by Shiren, they'll get range boosts, cooldown boosts, and damage boosts. Alphys might be better, but I just find Shiren to be a more fun unit, so there's kind of my preference here. The enemies get more powerful every 10 spares, which is why this is going fine. I think I showed you my gold income. If I forgot to, it's 297, I think, 298. Try to get it as close to 300% as possible, if not higher, because that's going to help you out a ton. Get those titles, get those little gold benefits, boosts, whatever. True patience, you can save up a lot of early money and gain an advantage. Bravery, you have that too. With true determination, you have to actually die to claim your gold boost. And for the purposes of this, I'm going to actually try to not die until after 1,000 spares. I've done it before, so I'm going to just be using my base gold boost while patience and bravery will have a gold advantage over me. True to pay or determination users, if you're struggling with following me, your gold benefit should help you enough. So remember, I'm not placing anything down yet. I'm not upgrading anything. I'm just saving up money because true patience users need to do that. I don't actually need to do that because I could just sell this astigmatism. In fact, I'm going to right now. I'm going to sell the astigmatism. This is for territory ruler bravery. Now you only have flying units. You went from only ground units to only flying. All right, now we have glide down. Glide will defend. And again, we're not upgrading because we want to maximize those patience gains. I want this guide to be as straightforward for every soul as possible. It's around this point that I'm probably going to pause now that I've dropped a ton of information on all of you. And we're going to skip ahead until I do something again, okay? I've decided to place down a second glide for no reason other than for patience users. At this point, you should 100% just upgrade your glide level 3. I'm at 40 spares and I've earned like 50,000 gold collectively. But no, instead, I'll place down a second glide because I know you patience users don't want to lose your true patience benefits. Even though if you're true patience, you probably have like 30,000 more gold than me. If you have 30,000 more gold than me, I mean, start placing things down. Start placing a bunch of level 1 towers, I guess. Cheap ones. like Shiren, or maybe Metaton. By doing that, you can get away with using the benefits a bit longer, but after a little bit of more time, I'm going to start playing for bravery users. In fact, level 3 glide, I'm playing for bravery users now, and determination users. There we go. So I hope that you patience users made sure to place down your Metaton, made sure to place down a few other things just to get that little bit of extra true patience gold. Not too much. You don't want to accidentally die, but try to get a slight boost. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to upgrade that one first. Well, too late now. So, for you territory ruler bravery users, the next part of this is going to be me using only glide because I know, and then eventually undying because I don't want you to lose your little territory ruler benefit. So we're going to patiently wait. In fact, I'm going to skip until I have enough gold for my level 4 because at this point I do nothing but wait. Alright, now I can bring Glide to level 4. There we go. Now Glide is going to just kind of incinerate any enemies that come in. That's fantastic for us because, we need to incinerate them. Alright, now I'm going to wait until this Glide's level 4. Actually, I think it's wise to bring the level 3 first before waiting for level 4. And with that, at 140 spares, I brought this glide to level 4. Now I can start working on my next 2 glides, and then I'll start working on Undying, and yeah, I'll start placing down land units, because sorry, Territory Ruler Bravery, but I need to start accounting for the other 2 souls in the game. In case any of you are wondering, all 3 souls are currently very much capable of getting 1000 spares here. Anyone who tries to tell you that a particular soul is bad is also trying to tell you that they are wrong. No soul is bad. Every soul is better than it was before because of the extra gold. So they did not nerf any soul. There's more gold in the game. So again, anyone trying to tell you a soul is bad right now is just wrong. Alright, now I'm going to place my 5th glide right on this little vending machine. I don't think you can do this, but I'm going to try it anyway. Yeah, Undying can't be placed there. She has to be placed here. And there go all of my flying units. Let's see, as much as I'd like to upgrade this glide next, it's smarter to upgrade the glides over here. So yeah, our glides will get quite a lot of work done. I think you can get like 500 spares off of just glide or some other crazy amount. But we don't want to use just glide. We're just using glide until there's a better thing to use. And in case of better things to use, well, admittedly, this isn't the perfect build. Again, Astigmatism could be switched out for Reaper, and I would actually love it if I was using Asgore here. Asgore and Asriel. Alright, we're going to bring another glide in a second up to level 4. Now we have 3 of our 5 glides to level 4. Undying's whole purpose right now is that she's just making dust right now. We need her to make dust, that way we can level her up later. Speaking of leveling people up later, once we start placing down our land units, we're going to first, before anyone else, place down both of our Metatons. That way Metaton 1 and 2 can earn dust and actually be relevant when we need them to be. I have no intent on maxing them out early on though. The reason I'm not planning on maxing out Undyne or either Metaton is because I'm determination. You might say, well, isn't that the right thing to do if you're determination? Well, duh. The point is I want every soul to be able to follow this, right? So I'm just going to place them down for dust reasons, and I'm not going to max them out until I absolutely have to. Alright, so right now we are doing a lot of wonderful things here. This glide's actually about to hit level 4, which will mean another glide being able to do 1800 damage to its adversaries. And now it's your turn, level 2. You do 600 spare damage, which is, as you can see, a small fraction of their overall health bar. Like, incredibly small. At least the glides over here are doing a proper dent into our enemies. And with that, now you do it a little more than twice as fast as before. So now those little dents you've been doing are actually going to become more common. There goes memory head. We're at 300 spares, and we have nothing to worry about. Now, glide level 5 is fantastic. Yes, I mean 10 extra range, right? But I don't really like saving up for glide level 5 when it's just the range. The range is great, but I want to get other towers out. I might be wrong on that, but I think we'll be fine if I don't save up for level 5 and all the glides. So, what do I end up spending my money on? Well, we're going to spend a little bit of time letting some enemies die, getting that last of the territory ruler benefit, and we're going to place Shiren 1. We're going to place Shiren 2. Whoops, that Shiren didn't get placed. Shiren 2, Shiren 3, Shiren 4, and we'll leave the last Shiren for later. So we're not upgrading Undying Shiren right now. We're going to bring this one to level 4, this one to level 4, and you'll stay at level 1. So this is going to lower their cooldown, increase their range and damage, overall just make them more effective as defenders, which is fantastic for us. And now this Shiren goes to level 5. Why? Because I need Night Knights over here. So we actually have a lot of units we're going to be placing. I'm going to place my Megasfuls last because I know that some of you might struggle and be using Mad Dummy instead. Okay. Let's get these Night Knights down. There we go, all the Night Knights. We're going to start with this middle one here. We're going to bring this Night Knight up to level 3, and then in a second, level 4, which will cause Night Knight to actually cover a giant chunk of the map for their spare range. As you can see, there's one Night Knight all the way back here. Actually, why didn't I place the Night Knights closer to the middle here? Oh, that would have been way more intelligent. Well, it's a little late for me to take it back. Okay, I retract where I placed the Night Knights. You should all place them around here with the Shiren right over here. Or even by Undyne, but I'd recommend right here. Okay, so now with a little more gold, we'll have our first level 5 Night Knight, covering a giant chunk of the map. It'd be practically the whole map if I placed them in a slightly more intelligent spot. Alright, well, here goes the next Night Knight. So some of you might be wondering, why are we using AoE units over, say, a bunch of strong single targets? Well, to put it simply, single targets that are strong are for bosses usually, and AoE area units are for big groups of enemies. And we're dealing with big groups of enemies, so hopefully that explains it. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to bring all the other Night Knights to level 4 before bringing them to level 5. That way, all of the Night Knights are being useful at once, instead of, just one at a time becoming useful. Alright, so the enemies are definitely trying their best to get through our defenses, but they aren't really succeeding, are they? They keep having a bad case of dying right when they think they're getting close. Oh shoot, I forgot to place down my Metatons. Let's remedy that. I'll place you right here, Neo. Now Metaton 1 and 2 will be earning dust. They have quite a lot of dust to earn though, because Determination requires them to hit 750 other souls, 500-ish. Okay, level 4 Night Knight. And level 3 and soon to be level 4 Night Knight. There. So let's see, these enemies that are right over here, they haven't made it too far, but they're already racking up a lot of spare points, which is why when they start feeling the full brunt of our units, they start just kind of falling apart. Oh right, Shiren's boosting them, so extra range, damage, lower cooldown. Is Shiren boosting you, Metaton? No, now she is. I'm not sure about the Metaton right here. I'm actually going to sell him Move him a little further back. I lost a little bit of money, but I can afford it. Another level 5 Night Knight, so another 1400 per spare blast. Then we'll go to this one. These are incredibly expensive units to upgrade, but boy do they get results. Boy do they get results. It'd be really awkward if I was muted. Okay, I'm not. Alright, so we're almost at 600 spares, and we're pretty safe right now. You know what will make us safer? Another Night Knight at level 5. Which means even more spare blasts of 1400. Even the enemies back there have spare in their blood. Again, if I had just placed my units right here, enemies all the way back there would be an absolute agony of how much they'd be spared. Well, enemies are starting to make a lot of progress on us, and that's kind of uncomfortable, isn't it? Maybe if we bring another Night Knight to level 5, that will not happen as much. Maybe. Yeah, this is the part where I need my gospel. Sorry for people who don't have my gospel and are using Mad Dummy instead, but yeah, it's my gospel's time to shine. So my gospel normally does, at level 5, 1800 damage every second. But Shiren, A, boosts their damage by 90, and B, reduces their cooldown by 10%, going from 0.5 to 0.45. What does all that mean exactly? Essentially, Shiren makes them attack insanely fast. I mean, just kind of look at it, right? 0.45, if you did the math like it was just zero point 0.5, then they'd be doing just a little under 2000 damage a second. But the slightly increased speed raises their DPS a little over 2000. Alright, so Mad Dummy should still be getting the job done here. It's just not my recommendation. Alright, another level 5 Magaspel. Now we just have one more to place and level up to level 5. And then we can move on to the next part of this. I know there are a lot of things that you have to do here, aren't they? Aren't there? Okay, Magaspel, I choose you. As planned, though, we're leveling up the special souls last. I only placed them for dust. By the way, they're racking up a lot of dust. Betaton's 320. He'd have more if I didn't have to replace him earlier. Undyne has more than enough at 1200. Now let's get started on our next Night Knight. Where are you? In fact, it's the last Night Knight. Here we go. We just need 75,000, and the last Night Knight will hit their range boost of 16 extra and 800 extra damage. There we go. Enemies keep trying to make it through to our Megospholes, but it's just not working out for them, is it? Next up, Astigmatism. It's your time to shine, or Reaper Bird. Reaper Bird's still recommended, and of course, I would highly recommend to place Asriel down instead of one of your special souls if you have him. And the last, Astigmatism. To be perfectly honest, Astigmatism is kind of worthless in comparison to Reaper Bird, but Astigmatism will still get an extra 400 a pop. So basically, they're giving you an extra 2000 spare every way too long. And with all that done, we can finally max out our glides. I know you're probably all wondering when the heck that happens. 10 extra range and technically 11 for Shiren is still pretty valuable. It's just not quite as valuable as a unit that has extra range plus damage. But now that we have an excuse to get it, it helps so much. Some of the enemies are sneaking through, but the old or newer enemies are not going to sneak through. As you can see, the extra range means they're being hit by glides sooner, meaning basically the enemies that are exposed to glide less are now going to be exposed to glide more. Let's bring you to level 5 since you attack the enemies sooner than all the other glides. Also, I still intend on upgrading my Shirens. There's a reason I haven't upgraded them, and it's because Glide is more important. Alright, this Glide is next. Also, I forgot to mention this, but you might have already known it. Shiren is the only unit in True Lab that can slow enemies. She does it within her range every period of time in her cooldown, 15 seconds. So when you max her out with the extra range, she also slows more, which is pretty fantastic. There's one more Glide to max out, and then we'll max out our 2 Shirens and maybe another. Here you go, Shiren. Just get to level 5. There. And then the Shiren that's purely just for Undying. You also get level 5, meaning you all slow in a giant range now. It's not a massive slow, but it's still a slow. So the second I hit 1,000 spares, I'm probably going to start upgrading things. Omega Flowey, by the way, incredibly helpful for Mew Mew to actually take down Mew Mew. Alright. Shoot, the enemies are almost getting through. You know what? I'm upgrading Neo. I'm playing it safe. I only actually had enough gold to upgrade Neo once, so it's not too big of a deal. Where was I? Right. Shiren. I'm going to need to place you right here. Oh, I'm lagging now. I'm lagging so bad here in True Lab. I hope I don't crash. That'd be incredibly anticlimactic. But yeah, now I can actually focus on upgrading my special souls. In the case of this, I'll be upgrading Neo first. Oh shoot, the enemies are being sneaky. Well, I don't think they'll get through quite yet, but ooh, that's scary. This didn't happen when I upgraded Neo in my last run, so this is a consequence of not upgrading Neo. Okay, Omega Flowey, if your units are not quite strong enough, and you're a determination user who didn't upgrade Neo, Omega Flowey will save you. Like that I can guarantee. Omega Flowey is enough. But obviously, that's not going to be a desperate measure you'll to resort to in this one because we've already hit 1,000 spares. Let's see if Mew Mew spawned. I think it would have announced it, but I'll still look around and check. Yeah, Mew Mew didn't spawn. So if you all want more, you've already hit 1,000 spares. So if you all followed this and it worked, you know the drill, right? Leave a comment, tell people it did, maybe leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. But yeah, I'm just going to continue on and I'll go through the steps. Reaper Bird again, better than Astigmatism. I'm going to be maxing out Neo, EX, and then Undying. And then after I'm in a really desperate situation, I'll wrap up with an Omega Flowey to get the last set of spares in. Oh, look at that Reaper Bird trying to sneak through. They're all trying to sneak through. I need my Neo leveled up and fast. Here we go, level 4 Neo. Actually starting to really do a dent in these enemies. But will it be enough? Or will the demise of this run be here at 1,000? I mean, no. My last run went to 1,800 spares, so I don't expect to die here. It's possible I'll die here, but I really don't expect it. Yeah, I'm fine. This is why every little bit of gold generation matters, though. Okay, you know what, Metaton EX, here you go. You're level 4 now. Please make sure that nothing ends my life. Please, Metaton. I was planning on maxing out Neo first, but you know what? I think you might be needed to ensure that my life continues. Yeah, I think Metaton's getting a lot of work done. Look at that low cooldown of 0.4 seconds, constantly ticking at the enemies. Oh no, will they get through? Will I die? Nope. Okay, I think Metaton's upgrade will help slow down the army of enemies that are ever approaching. Undyne, take that gold. Hopefully you can do something with it. Enemies are still approaching. I really don't appreciate that. I really and truly do not. Okay, another memory head about to go down. And the one behind it. Yeah, Mettaton EX bought me more time, but they are getting closer with each attempt. Neo, however, is just less than 40,000 gold away from level 5, at which point Neo will attack for 3,000 every second. Right? I think about 3,000. We'll see. 2,700 every second. Oh, less than a second now. That little boost right there will actually greatly... Oh, let's see. 2,700. Not bad at all. EX is also getting work done. The enemies, ever since I brought Neo to level 5, have not been getting quite as far as before. I think it's safe to say that Neo's level 5 is a huge power spike for Neo. That being said, they are starting to catch back up and close the gap that I had made. Well, there's one thing I can do in a situation like that. Undying level 5. Suddenly, those enemies sneaking through are being targeted by an Undying attack of 3,300 and less than a 1 second cooldown. Yeah, I think they are regretting their choice to be in the front. We're about to hit 1,300. The shame I didn't get Mad Mew Mew this route. This run. One of these days I'll get Mad Mew Mew. Alright, so I think everyone's level 5 now. Yep, so the only thing left to do is to max one of them out. The first one I can max out is EX, so you know what? We'll max out EX first. Increase EX's damage by, what, 400 a second? EX has pretty solid range. Maybe I should have brought EX even further back, that way they can do what Neo's kind of doing and cover two directions. But I'm liking the results we're getting. Yeah, I would say Reaper Bird's about twice as effective as Astigmatism, with just less range. Alphys is a neat unit, but Shiren's has one major advantage over Alphys, and that's the slow. I think Alphys is probably still a better unit, but that doesn't change my preference here. Okay, so those enemies are starting to get through now, and they are ready to kill me. They aren't just getting through, they are ready to kill me. I'm not sure I appreciate that one. The good news is they aren't killing me. They're ready to, but they aren't doing it. 0.4 cooldown. So the next thing I'm waiting for is a level 6 Neo. Level 6 Mettaton definitely threw their hat in for being pretty helpful, but I need a level 6 Neo, not just an EX. We're about to hit 500,000. We'll just be 100k away. There we go. 60k away, 50k away, 40k away, 30k away, 25, 17, 11, 6, and level 6 Neo. So with 3,400 power, now these enemies are going to be slowed down again. And that will buy us some much needed time to max out our final unit, Undying. And once we finally max out our last and most powerful unit, I mean, yeah, Undying is kind of the most powerful unit, it's just she's not the best unit here. Neo is probably better than Undying here. There are no flying units, so Undying can't counter anything. And also, Neo hits all, Undying doesn't. But at least she does the most damage. And the last upgrade will make her do like 4k. We're about to hit 1500 spares. Just a little longer. There we go, 1500. Now I hit 1800 last time and I didn't take Night Night. So I expect that I will actually perform better this time around because of that. Okay, Undying, I'm going to need your increased power in a second. She covers pretty much the whole map. There we go. A power boost from Undying means that it'll take enemies another increased period of time to get through. Yeah, look at this memory head thinking they can get through. That won't be the memory head to kill me. Another one will be, though. Now you can see the little slow icon appear above the enemies as they all get slowed down. A lot of spares. I'm terrified what Aaron's head would look like with Shiren and sparing. Heck, you could probably get a bunch of pies in the modes with the intermission tickets. Alright, there. See, I would say a more complete setup would probably be Alphys instead of Shiren, Reaper Bird instead of Astigmatism, and then take Asriel and Asgore. This might actually be when we're finally struck by a memory head. One of these, anyway. Actually, this one might die. It's going to be close whether they make it through or die. There we go. Well, that's where true determination comes in. Any second now. And now I have 1.58 mil. Okay. I don't think they're going to break through for another period. Yeah, especially if Undying over here, just attacking enemies right as they spawn. Well, we better start saving up gold. That's 170 seconds on Omega. Let's see if we can get a little longer. Because every second counts when you're trying to get a high number. Reaper's dead. Snowdrake's dead. Memory Head's dying. The next one will be 1.62, and that might be the one I have to go for. We haven't been overwhelmed yet since it takes a while for the slow back enemies to catch up. But again, it'll only be a matter of time before we get overwhelmed. Dead. Yeah, the enemies. I'm not sure I'll be able to get the 1.67 as much as I would like to. Here we go, Omega Flowey, right over here, which should be in Shiren's range. It is. And with that, everything's going to rapidly disappear in the power of mercy. Everything is experiencing mercy. Because where I put Omega, well, let's just take a look here. Oh, look at that. The entire area over here is being spared. Entire area over there being spared. Everything over here. The only area it doesn't... No, it even reaches all the way over here. This Omega is sparing the entire map for 7,400 every 0.9 seconds. So it probably spares like 8,000 a second. Nothing can get through the power of this much mercy. We just passed 1800. I'm expecting to hit either 1900 or 2000. And won't that be marvelous when we hit it? Yeah, this has been going on way longer than it needs to. I'm going to pause until Omega dies because I'm invulnerable right now. Omega only doesn't make you invulnerable when enemies are so powerful that your units, even with full damage, can't keep up. And Omega Flowey died during 1934. Come on, can't we reach the present year? I don't want to die in the old times. Okay, wait. I actually have a way to increase how long I can live here. The units aren't invulnerable. They are just incredibly durable and then can overwhelm you. So in order to prevent being overwhelmed as quickly, I'm going to place these Megospels right over here, and these Megospels will slow down the enemies. Slow them down. They won't exactly prevent them, but it'll buy us time. And that's all we can ask for right now is more time. If each one we prevent overwhelming us, the extra second or two we probably buy ourselves. Okay, those Reaper birds, there's no way they're getting through, right? Wait, maybe? Shoot. Okay. I think this is the end. We did our best, but 1964. Oh, wait, that one died at the last second. I don't suppose. Nope. 1970. Screenshot. All right. So, in case any of you want to skip to the end and see what I got in Dogamy, 1982. Bye. Have a great day.